respected senior members of the bar, my colleagues in the legal profession, representatives of all bar associations in Rayalaseema region, civil society activists, my dear young and student friends, my brothers and sisters of Rayalaseema region, good afternoon to all of you. I stand before you today not merely as a lawyer, not merely as a member of the bar, but as a voice of the people of Rayalaseema who have waited for decades for a meaningful and convenient access to justice. Our original demand was the High Court of AP must be established in Rayalaseema region at Kurnool. But subsequently, as the government intended only to establish a permanent bench, we compromised on that, and we have been waiting for the establishment of permanent bench of Andhra Pradesh High Court at Kurnool, and not a mobile bench or a circuit bench, but a permanent bench. I stand before you today to speak about this. My friends, this is not a new demand. For decades, Rayalaseema has been demanding a stronger and more accessible High Court institution in this region. We have raised this issue through the bar, through public representations, through democratic movements for decades together, and through repeated appeals to successive governments and holding agitations. The demand was originally for a High Court itself. Eventually, after years of struggle, the people in the legal fraternity of Rayalaseema region accepted the proposal of a permanent bench at Kurnool, believing that at least this would provide a meaningful measure of access to justice for the people of Rayalaseema region. And that is where the present controversy begins. My friends, in November 2024, the Andhra Pradesh Cabinet approved the proposal for establishing a permanent High Court bench at Kurnool. The Legislative Assembly also adopted a resolution supporting the proposal, and the proposal seems to have been submitted to the Chief Justice of Honorable High Court of AP for giving consent. In January 2025, the Andhra Pradesh High Court Registrar sought information from Kurnool District Administration concerning the infrastructural facilities required for the proposed bench, including courtrooms, accommodation, and other facilities for the judges and the staff. The district administration was asked to identify the suitable buildings and land. Naturally, the people of Rayalaseema believed that this promise was moving towards implementation. We are waiting. We remained hopeful. But today, after all this, we are confronted with the reports suggesting that the government may be considering a mobile or a circuit bench at Kurnool. And therefore, we have a legitimate question, my friends. What happened to the permanent bench? Let me make one thing absolutely clear. We are not opposed to any arrangement that improves access to the justice. But the mobile bench or circuit bench cannot be presented as a substitute for the permanent bench that was already promised. There is a fundamental difference between the two. A circuit or mobile bench provides justice periodically. A permanent bench creates a continuing judicial institution. A circuit bench comes and goes. A permanent bench stays. A mobile bench may bring justice to Kurnool occasionally. A permanent bench makes Kurnool a permanent center of justice. That distinction matters. Our demand, therefore, is not against the innovation. It is against the dilution of a commitment. Some may ask, why are lawyers making such a big issue out of this? I want to make the answer very clear, my friends. This is not a demand of lawyers alone. This is about the aspirations of people of Rayalaseema region and ordinary citizens. Think about a poor farmer from Anantapur district. Think about a worker from Kadapa district. Think about a small trader from Kurnool. Think about a family from Nandyal or Adoni town, Adoni Mandal. When they have to approach the High Court, distance means travel expenses, accommodation expenses, loss of working days, and repeated journeys. For a wealthy litigant, distance may be an inconvenience, but for a poor litigant, distance cannot become a barrier to justice. That is why access to justice cannot be treated merely as an administrative question. It is connected with the constitutional promise of equality and justice. The Constitution does not merely promise justice in theory, my friends. It asks the state to create conditions in which justice is reasonably accessible to ordinary citizens. My friends, Rayalaseema region has contributed immensely to the development of Andhra Pradesh. Kurnool itself occupies a unique place in the history of Andhra. It was the capital of Andhra state from 1953 to 1956 until the formation of Andhra Pradesh in 1956. The historical understanding associated with Sribag Pact of 1937 is also frequently invoked in discussions about regional institutional balance. But let us not make this merely a historical argument. Our case today is very stronger, my friends. We are speaking about access to constitutional justice in the present. We are asking a simple question. If decentralization is considered desirable in administration and development, why should access to justice remain concentrated in one district or one place of geographical location? Let us also ask a simple question. Why should Rayalaseema be an exception across the country? States such as Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh have permanent High Court benches away from their principal seats. And for even comparatively small states like such as Chhattisgarh have made arrangements to decentralize High Court justice. Our neighboring states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, have also demonstrated that the High Court justice can be brought closer to the people in different regions. If permanent benches can function in these states, what is the extraordinary difficulty in establishing a permanent bench of Andhra Pradesh High Court in Rayalaseema at Kurnool? Why should Rayalaseema alone continue to wait? That is not the demand for privilege. It is a demand for equality. It is a demand against the. It is not a demand against the High Court. It's a demand to bring constitutional justice closer to the people. Today, we are not standing here to attack the government. We are not standing here to question the judiciary. We are not opposing any political party. We are not targeting any individual. Our protest and our appeal is for access to justice. It is not against any institution. It is for constitutional commitment made to Rayalaseema region. It is not a demand for privilege. It is a demand for equality. We therefore respectively ask the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh to personally intervene in this matter. We request the government to clearly state, is it still committed to the permanent High Court bench for Rayalaseema region at Kurnool? If yes, what steps have been taken after the cabinet decision and assembly resolution? What happened to the infrastructure exercise initiated in January 2025? What is the present state of the proposal? And most importantly, why has the language of a mobile or circuit bench now entered into public discourse when the commitment was for permanent bench? The people deserve answer. A promise made to the people cannot become temporary merely because time has passed. A government may change, political affiliations, alliances may change, governments may come and go. The people of Rayalaseema have waited long enough. We do not want another indefinite commitment. We do not want another indefinite postponement. We do not want a temporary arrangement in place of a permanent commitment. But we want implementation of a promise of establishment of High Court bench in Rayalaseema. So let me also make it very clear that our movement will remain peaceful, democratic and constitutional. We believe in dialogue. We believe in persuasion. We believe in democratic mobilization. We believe in constitutional methods. But democratic patience should not be mistaken for acceptance of indefinite delay. If the government does not respond positively, the legal fraternity and the people of Rayalaseema will have every democratic right to intensify our peaceful movement throughout the region. Our demand is neither unreasonable nor unconstitutional. It is a demand for equality of access to justice, my friends. It is a demand for regional balance. It is a demand for institutional commitment. Above all, it is a demand that a promise made to the people should become a reality. If permanent benches can function in other states, what is the extraordinary difficulty in establishing a permanent bench at Kurnool? Once again, I ask my friends, why should Rayalaseema alone continue to wait? Therefore, from this platform, let us send one clear and respectable message to the government of Andhra Pradesh and all the concerned constitutional authorities. Rayalaseema does not want justice on wheels. Rayalaseema wants justice with a permanent seat at Kurnool, not mobile, not circuit, but permanent. Justice, not delay. Equality, not exclusion. Commitment, not compromise. Constitution, not convenience. Let Kurnool become a permanent center of High Court justice. High Court justice for the people of Rayalaseema. Let the promise made to Rayalaseema be honored. Let permanent High Court bench at Kurnool become a reality. Thank you, my friends.